Okay, so this is a video on making homemade pan pizza, and it is delicious, on Michael Wilson Barber's YouTube page. I use crushed tomatoes, Italian tomatoes, and this just happens to be one variety. There's also one that comes in a box, and really I've made the dough already. I will use a little bit of ground fennel. The crushed red tomatoes look like this. It's beautiful. In this case, I'm going to make a cheese first, but I also have some Italian sausage that I've already browned, and some mushrooms, peppers, and red onions that I've already sauteed. So, also, we will use 10-inch cast iron skillet, and I'll show you. You heat the dough first on the gas stove for about 3 or 4 minutes to brown it, and then you put it in the oven at 500 degrees. And let me show you the cheese that we're going to use. Okay, these are the mozzarella I'm using today. I've been buying this brand because I thought that it was full fat, full moisture. But look, it says low moisture part skim down here. Anyway, it still turns out really good. The best mozzarella cheese is the one that comes in a ball. But anyway, I cut for a 10-inch pizza, pan pizza. About 4 of these will work, but also you could put 5 in and it works fine as well. So the goal is to try to use full moisture, full fat mozzarella cheese. It's actually kind of hard to find because of all this low moisture skim milk stuff. So anyway, it is what it is. Okay, so I didn't get the crust all the way out to the edges, but it's almost there. You put olive oil in the bottom of the iron skillet, and then you put cornmeal around. It'll help keep it from sticking. In this case, I probably used about 3 or 4 tablespoons of olive oil. I don't measure it, and I probably got a little bit too much in this one, but it's still going to taste good. Olive oil with pizza always tastes good. So I've got it on low, and this is a gas stove. So this is the next step in getting this crust ready to go. And as it starts to bubble, I'll also prick it with a fork to make holes in it. Okay? So as it hardens up. So we do this for, I don't know, about 3 or 4 minutes until the crust starts to cook on the bottom a little bit. And the oven's ready to go at 500 as well. Okay, bye. Also, the cheese sticks I've cut in half and then diced up, so you can kind of see the consistency of what we have here. I'd like to do this better than just using shredded mozzarella cheese from a bag, and you'll see how this consistency turns out when the pan pizza is made. Oh, by the way, so see, it's starting to bubble. That means there's heat coming on, and I need to start poking it with the fork. Okay. Okay, so this is what the crust looks like when it starts to harden up, and I've poked it with the fork all around. And I just turned the heat off. You don't want to burn this. You can smell the crust starting to cook in the pan. You don't want to burn it for sure. So okay, next thing is the sauce and the cheese on top. Okay, so I got the crushed red tomatoes in there, and I put a little bit of ground fennel, a little bit of salt. You can cook it actually with just the crushed red tomatoes. One method is to try to go to the edges of the cast iron pan to get that sort of sear. I kind of do it halfway. I don't go fully for the edge of the pan, but I'm going to put the mozzarella on, and then I'll cover it with Parmigiano Romano, and we're putting this in the oven for 15 minutes at 500. Okay? Okay. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Again, a method is the cheese can go to the edge, so you can try to get that brown crust on it. So, and then I put, in this case, Parmigiano Romano. You can use just Parmigiano if you want, or just Romano. In this case, it's cheap grated. And again, I'm not putting any other herbs or anything on this. This is going to be just a cheese pan pizza. Okay, and it's going in the oven at 500 for 15 minutes. Okay, it just went in. I've got it on the middle rack. I don't want it too close to the top or the bottom. And we'll check back in 15 minutes. Okay, bye. Okay, well, according to the timer, there's about 4 minutes left on this pizza. I want to kind of show you where it's at here. You can see how the cheese is melting, and it gets, in the next couple minutes, it gets real brown and nice. Okay, look how hot it is. It's just sizzling. So you can see it's still sizzling in the cast iron. I just took it out of the oven. You can see how it browns real nice. You can add more Parmesan cheese at this point if you want to. I think I'm going to go pick some basil in the yard and add that to it, make it kind of a margarita style. But you want to let this cool down, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 minutes before you get it out of the cast iron. And I'll put it on a cutting board and we'll cut it up. So yeah, just let it cool down for a little bit. You can kind of see the edge did form this crust of some sauce and cheese on the edge. So I think it turned out really nice. Okay. Okay, after a few minutes you can see it's cooling down and does separate a little bit from the edge because it's shrinking. Again, I also like to use something like this, like a butter knife, to separate the edge, the pizza from the pan itself. And again, after I get it to cool down a little bit more, I will set it out on the cutting board, let it cool down some more, and then cut it with a pizza cutter or a big knife. And you can see I put a little basil on it as well, picked from the yard. So, wish you could smell it. It's going to be delicious. Okay, I just poured the pizza out onto the cutting board. It came out really nicely. And here's what it looks like. You can see almost all the oil is gone. It's absorbed into the crust and the pizza. Some of the corn flour is left. You just soak this in water and scrub it. You don't need to use oil. It's cast iron. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. You see how it made that edge, the crust on the edge where there was sauce, and look at that. You can't really see that too well, but when I cut it, I'll show you what it looks like. But the sauce and the cheese sort of made that crusty edge. It's so good. Okay, so here's what it looks like when it's been cut. You can see it's got that cheese sauce edge it made on the cast iron. You can look underneath, see we got the cornmeal, and it's browned but not burnt. Okay, well, now it's time to eat it. It's delicious. Bye. Hope you enjoy making homemade pan pizza at home. I'm going to make another one, and I'm going to put sausage and mushrooms, red onions on there as well. Okay. All right, bye.